Now, recently, George Zimmerman been in the news. He tried to auction off the weapon he killed Trayvon Martin with and made some very disrespectful comments about his parents. Now, I didn't bring this up just to give this attention because that's what he want, but to have a deeper conversation of how much attention should we really give this issue, because that's what he wants. He doing this to troll, and the more attention he get, he might think the more money he'll get with the auction. Also, I don't know. It's just hard to say, because I think that ignoring it could be dangerous as well. So I'm kind of torn on this issue. I don't know if I want to give this light, but I also think ignoring these type of things could be dangerous, just like it was dangerous when he got off. So I don't know, Miss Baba, what you think?
That was a really valid question, and let me just say that this was his third attempt on trying to auction the gun off, number one. His first two attempts, the bidders had driven the bid all the way up to $65 million, so you know that they were trolling to begin with. But that didn't deter him. He found another site. He was able to put the auction right back up there, and now this one, it closed out at approximately $140,000. Now, word is still, mum's the word is still, with who the actual winner is. No information about their name or where they are or whatever. There's nothing that came out in regards to the winner bidder, but I don't think that's even really important to our discussion today. Honestly, I get that he's trying to troll and he wants this type of attention. I think it's become very clear to all of us that he likes this notoriety. So he continues to do things and say things and post things on social media that'll try to get like an uproar and a rising and get people talking about him again. Should we succumb to this because we know that that's what he's trying to do? Obviously, that's not our intentions, but I think it's very important to have these conversations, because without them, how can we ever move forward and try to figure out how to diminish and squash everything that he's trying to perpetuate as it pertains to negative stereotypes about blacks and just violence towards them. Of course, we all know that he was acquitted in the case, and that was hard enough as it is. But if he continues to act all crazy and try to he continues to be disrespectful, that should never happen. That should never happen, and it's not okay. So at this point, it's like, what can we do to make sure or ensure that this doesn't happen again? Like, how can we go about coming together as a people and as a group to say, this is not right and we don't stand for this, and not like it's not going to happen on our watch.
Right, and this has been very frustrating. I feel a lot of people is frustrated with this because it seemed like he just got away scot-free, and it been no consequences at all for what he did. If I was Trayvon Martin's parents, I would sue the shit out of him right now. I would. Some of my lawyers holler at me. I don't, cause I'm not a law expert. Can his parents sue for this type of thing? Because he did say very disrespectful things about them, talking about talking about his mother never been a true mother. He don't know that. Like, I would sue for defamation and try to get every cent he make. I would try to get that back. That's one of the things I would do. Another thing I would do is this: we got to start showing defense. I like what the Huey P. Newton Gun Club and the Fruit of Islam did in Dallas when the KKK tried to do that rally in front of a black mosque. They shut that down. Also, we need to start getting concrete strategies going. Get some of these prosecutors out. Get some of these DAs out that's not doing what they're supposed to do, that letting innocent black people die and get murdered all the time. So that's just a few strategies I would have. You have anything else?
As we're talking and we're discussing, I just thought about it. There's nothing that we can do to prevent him from trying to auction the gun, for instance. But what we could have done was reach out to those websites that held the auctions and said, if you go ahead and you do this, then we'll go ahead and we won't support you, or we take it to them as well, so that he can try to, but we can shut down his platform. And a lot of times, if you shut down his platform, all he has is himself. So then it's kind of like, I believe that it may be a deterrent for him, like, because obviously we know that he's doing it for the attention. But then if he reaches out to whatever platform it is, then if we put that heat on that platform, where I think we'll be able to shut it down in that aspect as well.
Let me ask you a question about that. Do you think that will work on this particular website? Because the particular website he went through doesn't seem like they have a lot of black support anyway. It seemed like it's probably a lot of those people that be on Stormfront and stuff on that type of site. So I don't know how much black support they really need anyway. What do you think about that?
Well, regardless of whether they have black support or not, you can threaten to sue them for whatever it is, so I think that because we may not be people that support them, there's so many different ways that we can come against them, or try to I see what you're saying. And you do make a valid point, because we're not people who support them anyway. So yeah, they may look at it like, okay, no sweat off their backs, because it's not really much that we contribute to them anyway. But I guess the only way I can think of is to take the legal route against them as well.
Yeah, and again, we have to have lawyers look into that as well, because just looking at it as an amateur, I don't know if we can actually sue the site itself, because especially if they do auctions on the regular, I'm not sure if you will be able to. Maybe you can. I really don't know. I don't know at all. But I think we'll have more success with like putting pressure on crowdfunding organizations like Kickstarter or GoFundMe, because they more mainstream. This site I never even heard this site before that he auctioned the gun on. And remember, the two other sites basically took it down because they didn't want the publicity. This site seemed like they want it, so I don't know. I don't know what we can specifically do about that, because like a site like Stormfront, which is a blatant out in the open white supremacist site, you can't really shut that down, because even though we don't like what they say, they do have a right to say it. But I go back to just empowering ourselves and try and get our finance right, and come up with concrete strategies to get prosecutors and these DAs out of office that don't do what they're supposed to do, and show defense. And so that's the only thing I can really think of right now. We want to hear what y'all have to think. We have a Always for Black Facebook group. Go in there. We'll have this topic on Facebook, and basically you tell us, what should we do? What's some strategies we should have about this? How much attention should we give to this? You let us know. You have anything else you want to add, Ms. Papa?
Oh no, I think that really sums up my points for today. And with that, we'll probably just go ahead and wrap this up. So